grew up in Utah in a suburban middle-class neighborhood on the Harriman-Riverton border in the southwest corner of the Salt Lake Valley. When I was 5 years old, I started school at Foothills Elementary, a public year-round school where I would attend for K through 6th grade. With over 1,300 students in 2008, which was the peak of its enrollment, and also when I was in 5th grade, they had 11 portables to make ends meet, with the class sizes still having a 25-to-1 ratio. On top of that, 94% were white and 12% received free or reduced lunches. To begin my middle school years, I began attending 7th grade at Fort Harriman Middle School, located on the side of the Ochre Mountains. In 2011, when I was in 8th grade, the school was home to approximately 1,500 kids, with 89% being white, with the other 11% being made up of Hispanics or those of 2 or more races. Only 13.5% were given free or reduced lunches. As far as curriculum goes, after taking a placement test, they can place you in honors or regular math classes for 7th grade and on up. I was in honors math through all 3 years at Fort Harriman. In 9th grade, which was still taught in the middle school, they offered 3 honors classes and an AP class. Although I definitely should have, I did not partake in these honors or AP classes. After my freshman year, I moved up to Harriman High School. In 2016, the year I graduated, the school was home to over 2,600 students, 83% being white, approximately 12% Hispanic, and the rest being made up of Pacific Islanders, Asian, African American, Native American, or 2 or more races. They had a wide variety of classes to take in general, but especially with AP and concurrent enrollment through Salt Lake Community College. I was in honors classes, took AP Spanish, and graduated with 14 college credits from concurrent enrollment through classes such as math, English, communication, and woodworking. Throughout all my years in school, I was part of the majority. I was white, which put me with over 80% of the students in all 3 schools. In my schooling experience before college, I had one Hispanic teacher who taught one of my Spanish classes when I was at FHMS. From what I can remember, the rest of the teachers at the 3 schools were white, with the exception of one African American. I did have many privileges throughout my years in school. Social capital played a big role in my education. My grandparents and parents grew up in the area, and I've lived in the same house since I was 2. Because of this, I've had many connections, if not through myself, then through my parents or grandparents within the area, with teachers and with other resources. My mom also worked at the school as a lunch lady. I built relationships much easier with teachers because they knew my mom, and as a bonus, I never had to wait in line to get food and could get a cookie whenever. Outside of that, I was privileged to be in a position where if I wanted to play sports, my parents would support me financially. Many others didn't have such means available, although they were very talented athletes and had numerous fundraising opportunities. I definitely benefited through cultural capital as well. Being a part of the dominant religion opened up more doors than many would think. We were also able to attend a religious class during school hours. My beliefs and standards were in unison with many around me, including teachers and the expectations of the school. Throughout this class, my eyes have been opened to the importance of bringing diversity into the classroom and having those important conversations with students. Obviously, I will promote equality within my class, as well as work ethic, honesty, and individual worth, regardless of circumstances such as class, race, gender orientation, and so on. A big piece of pedagogy that I found very interesting is the idea of equity. Teaching to the needs of the students is definitely a goal of mine. To encourage this behavior, I haven't quite figured out how to do this. I feel that it will come with experience and will be easier to address when I have students to work with. A few things, however, that come to mind is not requiring families to buy supplies for class, accept and recognize racial differences, and treat each student as their own person, not letting assumptions cloud my judgments. These examples, as previously stated, can also help mute privileges and make my classroom accepting and comforting to all my students and their families. Overall, this class has been a tremendous help in finding fair, equal, and equitable ways to address diversity and the differences in the classroom. Thank you.